Malfeasance and Lucky Pants is a match made in heaven, and this season handcannons got a whopping 75% damage buff against mages, which includes champions, making this exotic combination one of the best to tear through any content. Well, this Stasis build here takes it to a whole new level. We have all three champions covered with just one weapon, and we managed to stack so many damage buffs that we can get a 1365% damage bonus. Yes, you heard that right, this build is actually nuts for DPS as well against bosses. And to add further, there's a bug currently from the artifact perk Overload Hand Cannon that makes the gun even more nutty. But don't worry, the build is actually ridiculous even without the bug, so it's completely future-proof. Dim link for the build will be in my Discord, link for which will be in the comments or description below. Lucky Pants gives Malfeasance a massive burst DPS boost. It actually obliterates any champion, not just unstoppable, but even barrier champions, as you can see here. Lucky Pants gives a 60% increased damage per hit, which gets larger and larger every hit, up to a maximum of 600% increased damage bonus on 10 hits. There is an internal cooldown to this, so the best way to use this is to switch to your special weapon when the 10-second cooldown timer is active, then switch back to Malfeasance with a full magazine when the out of luck cooldown timer is out. I tried multiple subclasses with this loadout, but the best subclass is Stasis here, and that's mainly due to the fragment Whisper of Rending, whereby kinetic weapons, Malfeasance, do increased damage to frozen targets. So the way we utilize this is through our Duskfield grenades, as you can see in the video. Duskfield grenades are also great because we cover all three types of champions with them, making this an amazing solo build. Malfeasance has intrinsic unstoppable, the Duskfield grenade slow covers overload champions, and then the actual freezing interrupts barrier champions so they can't even put down their shield, even though it doesn't stun them per se. So the gameplay loop here is pretty simple. Make sure Malfeasance is fully reloaded, then switch to your secondary or heavy, throw a Duskfield on the target you want to destroy, switch to Malfeasance, activate the buff from Lucky Pants, and obliterate your target, reload, and then rinse and repeat every 10 seconds. In terms of damage stacking, Malfeasance can get up to 600% damage bonus on the last bullet thanks to Lucky Pants. The Catalyst gives it Vorpal Weapon, which is another 20%. You can see on the first bullet we hit 6,312. With Whisper of Rending we now hit 8,995 on that first bullet, which is a further 43% damage increase. And then we also run triple kinetic surge mods, which gives a further 22% damage bonus, taking our first bullet damage to 10,973. These all stack multiplicatively, so all in all, on that last bullet, this is a 1,365% damage increase. Actually ridiculous. You can actually get this even higher if you fight against a taken enemy type and you use the gun against an enemy debuffed by Wither Horde. So let's go over our Stasis build in full. I highly recommend using Marksman's Dodge here, as you have to have your Malfeasance fully reloaded so you can activate Lucky Pants. Then I'm using Triple Jump, Withering Blade, and Duskfield Grenade. Our aspect's a touch of winter so that our Duskfield Grenade becomes even better. Grim Harvest. Now this is very important so that we can generate Stasis shards. For my fragments, I'm using Whisper of Rhyme to gain health and overshield from these Stasis shards, Whisper of Shards to boost my grenade recharge, Whisper of Chains to gain damage resist from Stasis crystals, which because of a touch of winter, Duskfield Grenade actually spawns one, so if you're standing in Duskfield it actually gives you damage resist. Whisper of Rending to increase our Malfeasance damage, very important for the build. And then finally, Whisper of Torment for increased grenade regeneration. Stat distribution wise, your #1 priority here, like with any PvE build, should be 100 resilience for that 40% damage resist. Then you want 100 discipline so that you can spam your Duskfield grenades. Then go for recovery, intellect, mobility, and strength in that order. Mods wise, on my cloak, I run Reaper alongside Powerful Attraction. This means after dodging, I'm guaranteed to generate an orb after a weapon kill. Powerful Attraction hoovers up said orb, and then when we pick up that orb, we get a stack of Armor Charge, and this is important because we stack 3 copies of Kinetic Weapon Surge, which gives us a further 22% damage bonus. On your helmet, make sure you run Kinetic Siphon, alongside other siphon mods so you generate even more orbs. It was tempting to run double grenade kickstart on my arms so that I could get my Duskfield grenade back faster, but kickstart mods actually drain your armor charge instantly so you lose out on that kinetic weapon surge. So use 2 copies of Impact Induction instead. Then finish off the mod with the relevant resistant mods depending on your activity. So there you have it, my Stasis Malfeasance build, which is actually ridiculous this season thanks to the buff to hand cannons and all the damage stacking we can achieve with Stasis and our mods. If you enjoyed what I talked about today, remember to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel for more upcoming builds both for PvP and PvE. I'm Mr. Ronnet and that's it for today. Peace out guys.